Smart SoFi options trades for 300% gains? I think we can do it. I got to play for the Minnows, the Dolphins, the Orcas. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It's Dr. Rail. So before I get into the options plays, I want to break down how I'm breaking it down for those that are new to the channel. So we have three types of traders that I've identified. We have the minnows, we have the dolphins, and then we have the orcas, the whales, the sharks. Okay, so the minnows, their portfolio size is probably anywhere between $500 and $2,500. The options contracts that will be geared towards them will range anywhere between $20 to $50 a contract. Now, of course, you can have cheaper contracts than that. You can have $10 contracts or $5 contracts or $15 contracts, whatever, right? However, I leave it in that $20 to $50 range because typically you get a better return on your contract because those are typically meshed with a better delta in reality, okay? So then we move on to the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are more of the intermediate traders, okay? These are individuals that are trying to grow their accounts. Their premiums or contracts geared towards them, for me, will be anywhere between $50 to $200, okay? I don't drink. This is liquid death, which is amazing. If you're not drinking alcohol, or if you're trying to stop, this is a nice substitute. Essentially, it's seltzer water, but it's amazing. I had to quench my thirst. Not a sponsor, just looking out. Okay, so now let's get into the orcas. The orcas, those contracts will be $200 plus. Now, I say that, but this doesn't mean that a minnow can't play a whale play, and a whale can't play a minnow play, and dolphins vice versa, right? Now that we have that established, I have to say this. This is not financial advice. This is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. I will be using real life options that you can trade, right? However, you must do your own due diligence, and you must move in a manner that best fits your strategy and supports your financial situation. So if a play doesn't work your way, something that I gave out doesn't go our way, don't cry to me. All right. I'm just a guy just like you. I'm on a journey just like you. I'm learning on a daily basis, going through my growing pains just like you. I've been at it for a little bit. I have some expertise or some knowledge, some wisdom, because I lived through a lot. So that's why I feel confident and comfortable being on YouTube or social media and talking about some of these things. But nothing's guaranteed in the stock market. Nothing works 100% of the time, all the time. I speak to what I'm confident in speaking to, and I leave it at that. Okay. That being said, let's get into it. And the first on the list, SoFi. You already know what time it is. I'm about to keep this very, very short and sweet. Why? Because I got about 36 videos on SoFi that breaks down everything you need to know about the stock. So if you have not seen any of my most recent videos on SoFi, then go check it out so you understand where my mindset was and how I ran that pattern, that breakout up over 300%. I just did that. Right now, looking at SoFi, it's a little bit of a trickier play because there's no pattern right now. There's no structure for us to play off of except for the potential for a retracement, a pullback before we run it back up. So I've already talked about the levels in previous videos. However, I do want to point out that the last time I ran SoFi, I'm sorry, it wasn't 300%. It was 575%. And the time before that, it was 383%. And the time before that, it was 328%. And then multiple times, I've hit 100% on SoFi, and that's in 2024 alone. not even mentioning what I did in 2023, 2022, since conception. All right. So when I talk about SoFi, a lot of people listen. But you do you. I've already gave you the disclaimer. You do your own research. This company is heavily shorted. 19% short interest. Anything can happen. I am bullish on this stock. I am bullish on this earnings. However, SoFi can crush this earnings and it could still come down because institutions and short sellers will find a reason or a way to drag it down and scare you out of your position. So only invest what you're willing to lose, and don't invest in companies you don't understand or don't believe in. And that's what Keenan says. Because if they dip, you not going to buy the dip. And you going to come back here crying to me. And just like Keenan said, I'm not having that. All right. Because I've been to SoFi since conception. I've been talking about it since day one. All right. So anyway, y'all do y'all. But we broke out this falling wedge. We're on a run right now. We touched $8.06 and we've since pulled back, right? So we fell under the $7.64, which is another target of mine. Anything above $7.64, I actually see that as very bullish in my opinion. I know people say we had this $8 wall, but zoom out of the chart and look what happened. Earnings in 2023, right? In 2022. Once we hit and found clear confirmation above 764, we were off to the races, okay? So look at that. I'm not going to go into too much details with this earnings thing. I will say that for revenue, I have a very high expectation of $625 million. Now, the estimate for that for that right now, I believe we're looking at 564 million. So quite the difference, right? But that's my high bullish end. The low bullish end for me is $575 million for the revenue. The EPS, I believe they're projecting this estimated for 1 cent. But I'm projecting that to be 2 to 3 cents as well. So either which way, I think that SoFi is going to be reporting the third profitable quarter in a row, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the stock is going to run up. Okay. It's just what it is. Okay. So looking at the charts, I already went over the details. However, I'm going to give you some key levels. All right. So I'm looking at 2 contracts. One, I've already played. I played that on the breakout, and that was the August 16th $8 call option. I ran that one up 380 something percent with 6 contracts. I've since then closed 5, and I still hold 1, which is at about 167% positive right now. So what's tough is that I was in this play, and I called this play before it happened. So everybody could have ran up 300%. So when I posed the question, can we run SoFi up 300%? The answer is yes, because we just did it. Okay. So anyway, we've since retraced, and we've seen a nice bottom wick on the close of a green candle on what day is this? The 19th of July. And that's where SoFi fell down to $7.32. Okay. And right now, we're sitting above a point of control of $7.43. So the contracts that I'm looking at right now is August 16, 2024, $8 contract. That's the one I'm in at 167%. The next one I'm looking at is the August 16th, $9 contract. The reason for that is because contract's a little cheaper, and it feels it's going to be a little easier to dollar cost average in for everybody. So that play can work with the minnows, the dolphins, and the whales. The whales, if you want to purchase that $8 contract, right now I believe is going for $47. So you can very well do that. The other option is you can have a longer expiration. So January 17th, I believe, 2025, that $8 contract is going for $114. Okay. So that's very much so a dolphin and a whale play. Okay. But with that, you have more time. to dollar cost average into the position, and then also give that option play in the company or whatever room to breathe. I currently have and hold those contracts. I have probably over 5 or 6 different options contracts for SoFi. And just so you know, PSA, I'm always in SoFi. I buy the stock, I buy the options. I buy them on the way up and I buy them on the way down. So if you ever wonder if Rail is in or playing a SoFi play, the answer is probably yes. That's just what it is. Okay, so anyway, what are we looking at? So to the downside, scratch that. My plan is to dollar cost average into a SoFi options. One of the 3 that I've already provided you. The August 16th, 2024, $8, the $9, and the January 17, $8 or $9 or $10. So you guys pick what contract works best for you based on the Greeks or whatnot. Okay. Either which way, theta is perfect. So you got 0.00 and some change following that. So your time decay won't be that much of a factor. What I do predict is that the closer we get to earnings, the higher the implied volatility will be, which means that the more valuable your contract will likely be. Okay, so just be of knowledge of what that means and how that works for you. Okay, so anyway, plans to dollar cost average into the SoFi position. Right now, we are in a little bit of a downtrend, even though we ran up. We're on the pullback right now, and we're testing the POC at 743. So if we fall below 743, we're headed to 726. If we fall below that, the next level is 710. Next level after that is 704, and then 694. After we break 694, we're likely to head to the volume area low of $6.64. Now, could SoFi fall all the way there, pull back before earnings? Absolutely, it can. Will you hold and buy through that? That's up to you. My plan is to DCA to about $7. Now, if we break $7, I'm sorry, $6.94. If we break $6.94, then I'm likely to, if I'm not so heavy in the position, I'm likely to either cut my position or just pause on dollar cost averaging until I see a bullish reversal sign. Okay, a sign of a reversal. And actually, looking at my charts here, that last rally we just had was about a 29% run up. Now, I do believe that if we find the support above the 764 and earnings comes in pretty solid to a point where shorts can't short it if they wanted to, meaning pull back the stock, then I do foresee us running this all the way up to about $9.41. Okay. After 941, which would be our volume area high, I do see us going to 957, then 970. After 970, we have a wall there at 1013, then to 1071, and then we go and test 1127. And if we break 1127, everybody, there's no looking back, in my opinion. SoFi is off to the races. Next stop, $13 and the moon from there. Your days of buying SoFi under $8, it's over. If that happens, in my opinion. Those are my levels. That's what I'm looking at. I'm a SoFi guy. I'm in it to win it. I own a lot of shares. I made a lot of money on options, and I think you can too. So, can SoFi hit 300% on options? Absolutely. Will it happen before earnings? It already did. That's all I got to say. Post earnings, can it happen? Absolutely. We can run it up 500 to 600% if they blow it out of the water. That being said, you guys got the contracts, you got the play, you got the proof that I was able to do it. The last thing to leave you with is that I had offered a couple of my drafted journals, and I've so far selected 2 individuals that will get it. One is confirmed, and I'll get that out to Chef El Cisco. Congratulations! Hopefully, I'm saying your name right, bro. It's been nice chatting with you on IG, Discord, whatever, and I look forward to being a part of your journey, and then just hearing about your growth, and hopefully the journal that works for me also works for you. The other individual is Labella or Labea. I don't know which one. I know you're from Canada, so we're trying to figure out that tricky situation. But either which way, those are 2 that I have selected so far. I know there's a lot more of you that had wrote journal, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 journals to give away that are draft copies of journals that me and my wife kind of put together based on how my mindset works and trying to figure out what works best for me, essentially, and my trading journey. So I think this can be very helpful to a few of you. I got some positive reviews on Amazon. So if you're not selected, I did make it affordable to where I'm only making a couple bucks for a profit on that store. So I just want to make it widely available to anybody that needs it. I do think that if you're a whale, you may benefit from more of an electronic tracker that gives you like the detailed analytics. However, if you are a minnow or if you're a dolphin, then maybe this is good for you for some quick data entry and something easy for you to grab, pick up, and then at a glance kind of understand what you're doing right and wrong as a trader, right? So anyway, that being said, this is Stocks for Real. Hit that like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the Sofi videos to make sure that you're on the up and up as far as what's going on, where my brain is, and then how you may want to play this earnings coming up. Take care.